So here is an article telling single mothers that they need to have standards. It is very essential that they have standards. Not having standards is bad if you're a woman. So here are the 10 essential boundaries. I'm sorry. The 10 essential boundaries. Number 1, let go of guilt. You don't owe your children a lifetime of abstinence from having a new partner to share your life. Basically, hoe it up. Hoe it up, girl. You deserve it, girl. Go get you some dick, girl. Number 2, make sure your kids are protected. Don't rush into a commitment or trust your date with your kids. Your date should not meet your children for at least 4 months or until you're in a committed relationship. That's good advice, because I do know there have been some stories about guys who are basically pedophiles who will date single moms just to get at their kids. So that is a thing. And the sad thing is, in a lot of those stories, the mother actually defends the pedophile boyfriend because she's worried she can't do better. Yeah, he rapes my kids, but it's him or nobody. So at least they're realistic. Now, number 3, don't lose yourself in the relationship. If you dislike football, then don't go to football games every weekend just because he likes it. This makes you look too eager, and eager can be misconstrued as desperate or codependent. So, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's really good advice. Now, again, don't fake it. I hate girls who mirror, who pretend that they're into whatever you're into, to try to get you to like them when they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you're not into what I'm into, that's fine. But if we have nothing to talk about, that's fine too. We could still fuck, I guess, but obviously, if we have nothing in common, we're probably not going to have a relationship. But we can still fuck in the bathroom. Don't tell your kids all the details. That's just common sense. Put your kids first. Number 5 is why men do not date single mothers.
When you guys break, is there a chance I can get on the show? Username the kid.
It depends on if you're on mobile, then no, because mobile sound quality is garbage. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, we have a non-existent panel today, so if you're running fashionably late, that's fine, but you have to have decent sound quality. But anyway, let me zoom in actually. So number 5, put your kids first. So now, they use the example of putting your child's school performance is more important than a weekend getaway. If your date doesn't honor that or deal with it maturely, he may not be ready for you. All right. This is going to be a bitter pill to swallow, ladies. A man is not going to support your roast beef sandwich pocket vagina ass to be number 2 in your life. All right, let me repeat that. You are a single mother. Your sexual marketplace value is slightly above having sex with, 2 pillows squished together. That's basically, you're on that scale. You're slightly better than masturbating. You're already getting your ass kicked by sex dolls and robots and virtual reality waifus. It's not looking too good for you. And then you're going to tell the guy, my kids come first. But I still want you to support me. I'm still going to, if things don't work out, I'm still going to make you pay child support on kids that aren't even yours. But while we're together, you're going to be number 2 in my life because my kids come first. Now, if you were the father of these children, she wouldn't say that. You feel me? If you were together and these were your kids you created together, then your relationship would come first. I'm not saying the kids aren't important. But I'm saying that you as the man and the father of the children, you'd be the king of the castle. Those would be your kids. Your relationship and your needs come first. But when you're dating a single mom, her kids come first. And by the way, that also means her baby's daddy is going to be part of your life. And he's going to be going in there. And I do not support parental alienation. If the father wants to be a part of his kid's life, he has a right to. But that means it's you as the boyfriend, you have to put up with all this shit. You have to raise kids that aren't yours. You have to put up with her ex being basically permanently in your life because those are his kids. And then on top of that, she's going to be putting her kids and her relationship with her ex ahead of you. Now do you see, ladies, while no one wants to date you? You starting to like puzzle this out? Are the pieces starting to snap together? Are you ready to solve Blue's Clues? Keep your boundaries strong. All right, that's fine. That's good for all relationships. Don't panic if your kids treat your date badly. Yeah, that's pretty expected. I mean, obviously, especially if the kids are old enough to remember their father. You know, especially if you were the bitch who abandoned, that broke apart the relationship and drove the father away. They're going to, in the back of their mind, the kids are going to want their father back. And when they see, new dad walk into the picture, they're going to blame you. And actually, I've had friends who would white knight for their whore of a mother while casting all the blame, like all the anger and resentment that they actually have towards their mother for breaking up their family and driving their father away. They project all of that anger onto the stepfather or the boyfriend because of, they love their mother so much, or it blinds them, whatever you want to call it. They don't want to place the blame and anger on the mother, so they just they dump it all on the boyfriend or the stepfather. And, rightly or wrongly, it's just a reality, and I've seen it. I've seen it with friends of mine who will white knight for their mothers and blame their stepfathers when objectively they're either both guilty or the mother is actually the guilty party, but they're blaming the stepfather anyway because it's kind of like the way, these cucks and PUAs, it's always the man's fault. No matter what the woman does, it's always the man's fault. It's the same kind of thing. It's never the mother's fault. So when the kids are angry at you and snap at you and are disrespectful to you, it's because they want their father back. So they're angry at their mother, but they're taking it out on you. Now, as someone who was raised by a single mother, I can appreciate that. But at the same time, you as a man, is the pussy worth it? I mean, like, let's look at the situation objectively. You're getting some beat up pussy. I mean, maybe she's fine. I don't know. Maybe she works out and she can do all kinds of weird moves in bed. I don't know. I don't know how good the pussy is. But there's a lot of bullshit that comes with this. Okay, so according to the article, the 5 types of men that single moms should avoid at all costs: deadbeat dad. Number 2, he texts but won't talk face to face. Like most people text. Like they're busy. So, okay, yeah, go ahead and that's stupid. He has issues, but they are big issues, and he wants to talk about them all the time. Oh, he wants a woman who will be there for him and be supportive in feminism. What a piece of shit. Yeah, you don't need that, girl. Why would a man... Like, again, if a man wants a woman for his own needs, like if a man wants emotional support, then he's toxic. Dump him. The man is only there to support you and make you happy and make you feel good while he raises someone else's kids and puts up with your bullshit. Yeah, that's what a man's supposed to do. Now, and then... Yeah, if he's still married, like that's one of them. If he's still married, what the fuck are you doing dating him? Holy shit, lady. And then number 5, if he really likes your kids, he's probably a pedophile. He's probably using you to rape your kids. So, yes, don't date pedophiles and don't date married men. Dadoy. But the one about where he wants you to be there for him as a woman, and that's considered a negative, that is just complete selfishness and entitlement. This entire article is just women about, like, women with extremely bad, like, pick. Not a lot of men are fighting. They're not beating a path to your door for your single mom pussy. And then you're going to basically put all these stipulations like, I hope you're smoking hot. I hope you are so smoking hot, it's crazy. But even if you are, you're basically just going to get pumped and dumped. No one's going to want to put up with your bullshit because you're a single mom. And for the very reasons this article says. MSN, Charlize Theron. I'm shockingly single, so grow a pair and step up. By Aaron Crabtree. Now, this is from 4 days ago. I saw that Sargon already talked about this article, and I don't have too much more to add. Basically, Charlize Theron, who is very attractive. She's done a lot of parts. I mean, she's not as attractive as she used to be. She's kind of let herself go and whatever, but I mean, she's still She's still attractive. I mean, she's not ugly. She's good looking for her age, and yet she's shockingly single. She hasn't had a date in like 10 years. How could Charlize Theron, an attractive, successful actress, not have a date in 10 years? Could it be that she adopted 2 African children? You think that might have had something to do with how she's shockingly single? That she adopted 2 African children? It's a Scooby-Doo mystery. It's like, so you have single moms, which are already a handful, and then you have virtue signaling African baby adopting single moms, which, why? And also, look how white Charlize Theron is. Why? Why are you collecting black children? Why? I don't know. Like, there's a picture of her strolling around with her and they're like, I'm not like saying African is a disparagement. They're from Africa. She adopted them from Africa. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So at the end of the article, it talks about how Brad Pitt dated her like back in her prime. Yeah, look, single moms. Guys will fuck you. Guys will fuck most things. Again, guys will pinch 2 pillows together and fuck the pillows. Like, the fact that men will fuck you is not that great. Like, I've talked about this before. Women who are 5s, sometimes a 10 will fuck them. Like a really attractive, successful guy at a party, if she's the most attractive girl at the party and the guy's horny, he'll fuck the 5. It doesn't mean anything. These 5s who get fucked by these 10s think that they're 10s. Like, oh, this guy fucked me once. That makes me a 10. No, it means like you were the best piece of ass he could have got in that situation, and so he took it. That's it. Basically, you know what it's like? You ever go somewhere where they're giving away hot dogs? Like, I don't know, you're like going to a car dealership or a bank, and they're having like some type of customer appreciation day, and they're giving away hot dogs. Now, I don't even like hot dogs. Hot dogs are not that tasty. But if you're giving them away, I'll take 3. Because free hot dog, you had me at free. Okay? Like, let's be honest here. Free hot dog, I'll take 3. So, when you're a single mom and you're spreading your legs, guys will fuck you. And that's it. They will fuck you. They will not date you. They will not romance you. They will not engage in a long-term relationship with you. They will fuck you. As a single mom, and I've talked about this before, your sexual marketplace value is basically cut in half. So if you are a 10, you are now a 5. If you are a 5, you are now a 2. You basically have to round down, by the way. If you are like, like your sexual marketplace value shits the bed. Because it's one thing that you're not a virgin. I mean, most women, especially, over the age of like 15, aren't virgins. Okay, fine. Most guys have accepted that if you meet a girl, you're probably not the first dick she's ever had. It's one thing to accept that your girlfriend isn't a virgin and she's had boyfriends before you. It is quite another thing to have a daily reminder of that in the form of a child.
A wise man told us that relationships with single mothers generally don't work. My dad was too hard on my big brother and sister of a different dad. It wasn't perfect. Second, women should not have choice to have their nature restricted. Air Shogun.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Shogun. Appreciate that. Good input. Sorry, Windows fucked our audio. But, yeah, I mean, men, in nature, by the way, women will often kill their offspring in order to curry favor with a new alpha male, like in gorillas or lions. When the alpha male is overthrown and a new alpha male assumes power, the females will kill their offspring if they're not old enough to run away in order to make sure that they continue to get provisioned by the new alpha. So that's just the way nature works. Men are not biologically wired to be cucks. This is why being a cuck should disgust you. Raising someone else's kid, investing your resources, your time into someone else's kid should disgust you. And if you're a single mom and you're like, but, I don't fucking care. I don't care how that makes you feel. I don't care about the extenuating circumstances about your little story, how you're a victim and everything's everyone else's fault. I don't care. I'm telling you how things literally are. Men, normal men who don't have a weird fetish, do not want to be cucks. They don't want to raise someone else's kid. They want their resources to go into their children. Their children. And I don't care how much the child like, oh, I love you, daddy, and like whatever. That kid isn't their dad. And you know this because I've seen this happen, guys who date single mothers. The kids basically are out of control. The stepfather tries to be the father, and what does the single mother do? You keep your hands off my children. Every single time. So in an environment, in a situation where a man can't even be a man, because those are my children, you're literally only left with paying all their shit. And, you know, that's what you're there for. You're there to pay her bills and eat her pussy. That's it. You can't be a father to her children because those are her children. She's always going to put her kids above you. It's fucking cancer. So, Charlize Theron, you need to lower your standards. You know, Brad Pitt fucked you in your prime. That was 10 years ago. Now it is time to lower your standards. I mean, look, if, what's her face? Britney Spears can date Kevin Federline. You could find someone your
In
level.
nature, women's choice is unfettered. So is women's choice truly one component of our society problems, or is it just a symptom?
Well, in nature, okay, so the way humans evolved was through patriarchy, like the way you could tell this just by sexual dimorphism and the biological characteristics of men and women. So the fact that humans are sexually dimorphic means that we evolved to be tournament mating. The fact that men are bigger and stronger and fight each other over women is proof positive that humans evolved from a tournament mating primate. Number two, the fact that women's breasts don't shrink and grow when they're in heat. They basically always stay plump. And the fact that women don't openly project that they're ovulating through, you know, being in heat. This means that females evolved to be promiscuous. So early man, women fucked anyone they could in order to get as much as they could. While men competed against other men in order to acquire as many women as possible. And in fact, you see this exact same behavior in chimpanzees. The female chimpanzee doesn't just fuck the alpha, but the alpha, if he wants some pussy, he's going to get some pussy. And, you know, the women in the troop, they can give it up the easy way or the hard way. But when the alpha is satisfied, she's free to spread it to the betas and whatever in the troop. But primarily, her pussy needs to be on tap for the alpha, but she can spread it around in addition to the alpha. Chimpanzees are not like pair bonding. You know, they don't like mate for life or anything. In fact, no sexually dimorphic primate does. There are some lesser monkeys who aren't sexually dimorphic. Usually the animals which are pair bonding are not sexually dimorphic. Essentially, the males and the females look indistinguishable, and the only way to tell them apart is to like hold them down, spread their legs, and look for their genitals. But obviously humans do not fit that criteria. Humans are sexually dimorphic. Therefore, humans are not pair bonding. Now, the reason why we have institutions like marriage and religion and government in order to enforce pair bonding and monogamy is because of the benefits to society. But it's not natural. Now, doesn't mean monogamy isn't beneficial. It's just not natural, which is why you need institutions to enforce it. So that's a total different conversation for another day. But yeah, so Charlize, just like Kevin Federline, how Britney Spears lowered herself to date a dancer. Now notice she hasn't gotten married since. Like Kevin Federline was like her last guy. Like she basically realized she's done, and that she does like shows in Vegas now. So I mean, she's still successful, but she's used goods. She's not gonna get the guy of her dreams. She's not gonna get anyone who's just anyone really. The only guys who are gonna be with like women like Charlize Theron or Britney Spears, there's gonna be two types of guys. There's gonna be guys who have some kind of just weird fanboy obsession with them, or there's gonna be guys who are just gonna use them for their money. Basically, reverse gold dig. They're going to like marry these they're going to marry these women in order to divorce them and take their money. So, and it's kind of telling that when women realize that, they have no problem staying single and no one shames them. In fact, again, according to the article, men need to grow a pair and step up. So, yeah, men, like fucking single moms, I'm shockingly single, so grow a pair and step up. How about no? How about that? How about an Austin Powers reference in 2019? Anyway, okay, so before we move on, I think it's time for a musical number. So, Celestina, if you please.
Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo. I've got another puzzle for you. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me. What do you get when you act like a slut? The ride was so fun. Now it's you who's been cut. Chad and Tyrone left you on your own. Who is at fault? Who should? Tone. Maybe the patriarchy. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-dar. Settle down early. You will go far. You could live in happiness too. Like the Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo. Stompa-dee-doo.
What's up, MGTOW family? Yeah, it's me, Rare Breed again. Hope you're not getting tired of me yet. Do you need another MGTOW channel to listen to? Besides this monkey face, doll sexing, pantsless, turd flinging motherfucker you listening to right now? Well, guess what? You in luck. Come subscribe now to the Rare Breed Theory. I want to elevate your mind, man, and guide you through this thought nation we're living in. When you get tuned into the Rare Breed Theory, you'll never call another MGTOW content creator your favorite again. Except for Monkey, of course. Yeah, we love you, Monkey. Subscribe now. The Rare Breed Theory. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the bell, you filthy animals.
I have an important message for you. For the guys who dream about early retirement and packing their bags for a one-way trip to Asia and say bye-bye to #MeToo, feminism, entitled Women Riding the Cock Carousel, author and MGTOW Luca Venditti has written a book about how to achieve early financial independence and leave the West. He managed to retire on $200K in Asia and is happy to share how he did it. His book will cover in detail the high-yield deposit accounts available and how to capitalize on them for a guaranteed monthly passive income that grows with inflation, an extremely detailed budget breakdown, and much more. The book is called MGTOW's Guide to Retiring on $200K in Southeast Asia. And you can purchase it on mgtowbooks.com and use the promo code
TFM
for an extra 10% off.
Now in 4 formats: PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3.
War never changes. In the current year, women have declared war on men. Men are not only guilty until proven innocent, but they are not even allowed to prove their innocence. In response to this warfare waged by women, known as feminism, men have sought refuge with waifus, artificial women able to satisfy a man's need for love and sex. Retailers like the Dollhouse began to spread, bringing waifus to men everywhere, freeing them from the enslavement of feminism. Get your waifu today from thedollhouse.com or dc.dollhouse.com if you're in the United States, before they're banned by feminism so they can control men once more. Go to thedollhouse.com and dcdollhouse.com to find your waifu today, before it's too late.